All right. Welcome once again to another episode of Sports Therapy with FH Jr. I am your host. Now, we have moved to a new time. It is Sunday night. And in fact, it is 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. So that's where we will be relocated. Or, well, that's where we will be located. Pardon me, per fan feedback. Now I listen to my fans and they say, you know what, FH? That 7 o'clock a.m. Central is cool, but hey, let's think about Sunday night, 7 o'clock. I said, okay, fans, we'll do that. So now let's kick the show off. Here's a little introduction for all the rule breakers out there, those who like to live life lawless. Now, a little bit about the show. Sports therapy is sports entertainment only. We don't talk about politics. I don't give a fat rat's butt what the Democrats are doing, nor do I care what the Republicans are doing. We don't talk about race relations. We don't talk about sexual orientation. We only talk football, and NFL football only. The format of the show is callers will have 2 minutes to call in and they can rant, rip, laugh, kick some knowledge about all things football related. Now, you cannot talk about the whole specific game. Now, you can talk about a specific event, i.e., bad call, coaching decision, clock management, whatever, bad popcorn, bad parking space, whatever you want to talk about. Now, can you dog out the other team? Yeah, it's up to you. Now, I don't do any fan shaming because you know fan shaming is not what we're all about. Be proud of your fandom. But that's where we are. That is this is week 3 in the NFL. There were some shockers now. Now I have once I said once again, we have a new time and this is where we're gonna be until the landlord kicks us out. Somebody asked me, well, why would the landlord kick you out? That's a funny. Truth be told, I am the landlord. Okay? All right, we good with that. So now we were having some technical difficulties in the past, so I think we got all that worked out. Hopefully, so that way my fans will be able to call in and they should be able to get through, and everything should be smooth sailing. Of course, you know when we deal with technology, there's no such thing as anything that's just 100% error proof. But at least I know that it wasn't me. Now, normally I set the show off and but like I tell my fans, this is a caller driven show. Although it's great, I love to call and I get my energy, my feedback from my fans who call in, and that's the format of the show. But and we know life happens, and when life happens or get in the way, then that's when I have to take the ball and get it across the goal line. Now let's talk about our sponsors. Our sponsors for the show will be my favorite my favorite liquor. That is Canadian Miss. I'm sorry, that is Crown Royal blended whiskey, along with Train Touch Muscle Therapy. So they are our sponsors. Oh, hey, we're going to be talking about them, giving them a little plug later on all throughout the show. But they are the major sponsor for Sports Therapy with FH Jr. Now, normally I lead off and talk about my Commanders. As you can see, once again, I am rocking the standard uniform, which is the Commander gear, augmented by the cool hat, along with the cool beard that I have been rocking. And this is the standard uniform. Now, will I ever deviate from the standard uniform? Probably not, but things happen. But let's just dive into week 3 in the NFL. And when I say dive in, I can tell you right now, just got through watching all the games. And that's, now when I say I watch all the games, I go back and forth. I usually I go to Buffalo Wild Wings, and that's where I kind of hang out. I can watch all the games. They got all the monitors everywhere, so I'm watching, I'm laughing, I'm getting my funny on. But there are some there's some games that I kind of lock into, like my Commanders versus the Eagles, which we're going to talk about that, along with Packers, Buccaneers. And hopefully I'll hear from my good friend Lambo Joe. He's a big time Packer fan, so hopefully we'll hear from him and he'll give us a call here, and we'll see what's on his mind. But getting on with the show, want to talk about the game I just got through watching. That was the Packers and TB Tom Brady. I always call him TB Tom. Now, the game was exciting. It was very low scoring, and that's what that kind of throws me off about the NFL from week to week. You just cannot predict what's what. You think you got a pretty good handle on the season. You got an idea of what's going to go where, and then all of a sudden, things happen. For example, if the Colts, the Indianapolis Colts couldn't even score last week. In the day, they upset the Chiefs. And I was ready to crown the Chiefs the unspoken. Hell, I was ready to give them the championship. Well, I was ready to put them in the Super Bowl, but all of a sudden, they up and got beat by the Colts. And to make life a little bit more crazier, the Jags won. Jags, they defeated the Chargers. So week 3 is a mad, mad, mad world. It is a mad, mad world. Obviously, man, I don't even know what's going on from week to week, to be honest. I have no idea who that nation. Now, my good Cowboy fans. Now, I know they're somewhere chilling out, and I may hear from a Cowboy fan tonight. I may not, because I know they're all waiting around for Monday night. And Jerry said something crazy this week. Jerry said, "Hey, I want a Cowboy quarterback controversy." Seriously, Jerry? Now that's old saying in football and NFL. All news, NFL news is good news, and I see Jerry just trying to stay relevant, and keep the hype going. I got no beef with that, but to simply say, wait a minute, you found a diamond in the rough with Dak out of Mississippi State, because you drafted him in the 4th round. Okay, now Romo got hurt. Dak gets in, played outstandingly, and all of a sudden, Cowboys, hey, we got something here. So you're gonna tell me, Jerry, you're gonna tell me that you're gonna try to sell the fact that you've got this guy, and you just signed him to a big extension, and you're gonna tell me you want a quarterback controversy? Seriously? You want a quarterback controversy? No, it's not gonna happen. So that's where we are with that, And remember, if you want to call in, the show is streamed live on Facebook and YouTube. The number, if you want to be live on the show, that's 940-329-4110. 940-329-4110. And keep in mind, like I tell people, hey, look, this is football talk. We don't worry about conjugating your verbs. We don't care about any of that stuff, because all my callers from different regions of America, we got some even call in from jolly old England. And, people have different accents. Some people ask, hey, man, where's your accent from? Well, it's a little bit of everywhere. My mom's people, they originated from Louisiana, so I got a little Cajun. And then I grew up in Arkansas. Then I was in the military, so I traveled all over the place. So I think I've kind of lost my native accent anyway. So when you call it, we don't worry about, what you sound like, or, and it's like call in, we talk football, we talk, we don't talk life, but we talk about the things that kick you over the edge. Now, I was thinking that I may have to put myself in the seat, and do some therapy, because I need to talk about my Commanders. Now, truth be told, I am a card-carrying Redskin Commander / football team / But, there's this old saying, we keep family stuff in-house. So I'm not gonna dog out my man Wentz because that wasn't the biggest issue with me. The biggest issue I had with Wentz was with the team, not so much my man Wentz. Now at this time, hell, we've seen the Wentz show. It is what it is. He's terribly inaccurate. He runs hot and cold. But I was more concerned with, and like I said, you only get 2 minutes to rant, rip, and laugh or whatever. So I am going to rip the referees because the Eagles, although the Eagles played outstanding, but they stole that first touchdown. Because right before the defense was holding their own, offense was bogged down, and Jalen threw looked like about a 40 or 50-yard pass down the sidelines to the young man and former Alabama receiver Smith. Now, Brother Smith was not inbound. That was not a fully completed catch. If you go back and look at all the good film, you'll see that Brother Smith there, he didn't get that foot down, but they gave him credit for it. They gave him credit. And before we could actually, when my man threw the flag, they said, "Hey, you didn't get it out fast enough." And so they went on with the play, and that led to the very first touchdown. Of and then all hell broke loose after that. So I'm like, come on, come on. So I was like, whoa. Like I said, I think they stole that one. And I don't know what my Saints gonna do. Well, they ain't my Saints, but I don't know what they gonna do. I with Jameson, I'm watching that. Look like they're gonna make a comeback. Then all of a sudden, Jameson throws an interception. Jameson throws one of his famous Jameson interception. And it was all downhill from there. Yep, we had that big interception from Jameson and everything. It was all downhill from there. I was like, come on, who that? What's with the Who That Nation? All right, hold on. We got a call. Let me take this call. Sports Therapy, F.H. Jr.
How you doing?
Hey, Sports
Therapy. Did you see that game?
Which game?
The Saints game.
Yeah, I was just having some conversation about the Who That Nation. Let me ask you a question. Who Datter? Is there any conversation going on about replacing Jameson?
I don't know about you. I want to know where our backup quarterback is at. Put him in the game. This is the second loss. Come on now. It's ridiculous.
So now let me tell you the object of Sports Therapy. You get 2 minutes to rip, rant, laugh, kick some knowledge, or just go off. So what are we doing?
In between.
Okay. So tell me what you think.
I think something could be done with James Wilson. Sit him down for a minute or something. This is getting ridiculous. Last game, he had too many interceptions.
Yeah, it makes you wonder which Now you remember they were saying that Jameson had LASIK surgery, and that was supposed to fix his problem for throwing interception. Did it work?
I don't know about this eye. I just think he had a bad game. Whatever is going on, I think he needs to fix it so we can. This is ridiculous. Just fix it.
So now, you guys played today the Panthers. Panthers always play the Saints tough. Now, I did watch the game, and what I saw was for some I did see my man. Who's the running back you guys got? Alvin. Is it yes. Now he fumbled that ball, and call, and that led to the first. That led to the first touchdown by the Panthers. I believe it was right before halftime. It was just a little handoff. He was trying to go up the middle, and he fumbled. The guy picked the ball up. One of the I think he was either the safety or linebacker for the Panthers. He picked it up and ran about 60 yards and made a house call, and and it was like down here from there. So now, so are you in favor of benching benching my man Jameson?
I mean, not for indefinitely or nothing, but I do want to see our backup. Where is our backup quarterback?
Who is
Put him in the game.
who is y'all backup quarterback?
Dog, put Andy in the game.
Oh, so you all have the red rifle.
Yes, we do. Time to use him. Let's go.
But you know what? He is, because he can start from for most other teams at some point, because they were saying, you know what, Jameson is his ribs, his ankle. He had a lot of other stuff going on, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, if he has all those issues, why is Jameson in the game? Why is he in the game? If he's having all those issues, why is my man Jameson in the game?
I don't know. I ain't got no crystal ball. I just wanted to win.
So now let me ask you a question. Are you guys missing your former? Are you guys missing Sean Payton?
I am. I don't know if it's for everybody, but I am. These back-to-back losses hurt me.
Yeah, that is a back-to-back, because you guys lost last week to was it the Buccaneers?
Yeah.
TB Tom, TB Tom, TB Tom, TB Tom. So I you know what? When it comes to the Who Dat Nation, for some strange reason, the Panthers always play you guys tough. But anyway, hey, hang in there, okay? And thank you, appreciate you calling, and call next week, and hopefully hopefully a little sports therapy did help. Are you feeling better?
No, really.
All right, thanks.
All right. Bye.
Sports therapy with FH Jr.
Oh, hey, brother F.A. Jr., this Sister Colin calling.
It's H-Town Bridget. What you say, H-Town?
Yeah, I call Laurent.
Hey.
I hear some Texas. I'm like that lady. They've got to go. We're trying to give them time, but we want everything in a hurry. We ain't trying to wait for you to get it right. You should have got it right during the preseason, and so now it just should be on like neck bone.
She said, "On like neck bone." Now be careful. Now I love me some neck bones. So
yes, sir.
So H-Town Bridget, what do you think y'all need to do?
Get us and so you know what, let me just go ahead and be honest.
Be honest. The truth shall set you free.
We kind of have to be, we're growing, we're developing a team. And so I think we just have to be patient with the process. But it's hard when you see all other teams playing real well and yours, and they did pretty good for the first 3 quarters, and then it just went. I guess they kind of get shell shocked or nervous or something, thinking, "Oh, okay, we about to win. We can't win though." So I don't know. I just say we're growing, and so we just have to be patient with the process. With the young man, he's new, and so I would want to say we need us a veteran quarterback, but
right.
You got to give people time. Everybody had a start.
All right.
And so this is his start. We want to see him grow and develop with his start.
All right. So it seemed like sports therapy talk you off the ledge.
Oh, yeah. It's like I had to hear your voice, F.A. Jr., and so now I feel better. I can go watch this next game and be all good for a hot second.
Okay. Hey, appreciate you calling H-Town, Bridget.
All right, sir. Thank
All right.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Sports Therapy, F.H. Jr.
What's going on, man?
Hey, who we got here?
Just Ricardo, man.
Oh, we got another Who Daddy. What's on your mind? What is on your
Well,
mind?
James is inconsistent. James is inconsistent. We didn't really start playing until the fourth quarter. We got a rookie wide receiver, got 150 yards receiving today. He got nine targets or 10 targets, about 9 passes, 150 yards, not bad for a rookie. But Michael Thomas is out. Jarvis Landry is out. So we got receivers to replace him. But, our defense can only do so much. They did well, but they can only do so much, especially when the offense is not engaged in what they need to be engaged in. You can tell this is not a Sean Payton team. I mean, just that quick. I thought it would take longer. I thought maybe it would take maybe a year or two, but you could tell off the bat this is not a Sean Payton football team. We're undisciplined. We're unengaged. We're not aggressive. And you can tell that Sean Payton, his absence has weighed heavily on this football team.
Okay.
And my thing is, the Saints, is that Sean Payton is not walking through that door. Drew Brees is not walking through that door. A lot of people ain't walking through that door that they've had success for the past 15 years. So, it's unfathomable to me why we would hire a defensive coach to be our head coach when we have it in our history. The defensive coaches are not necessarily successful. We've only had 2 defensive coaches that were somewhat successful. Jim Mora, who took us to the playoffs, but we lost. First winning season was under Jim Mora and Jim Haslem, who had 1 playoff win with only 2 playoff appearances. So having a defensive-minded head coach does not necessarily suit us well. Now, the crazy thing is that normally when we have a defensive head coach, we're even Steven. We all right. We competitive. But we're not thrashing people. Not like, Sean Payton. Sean Payton was our first offensive head coach. If you look at our history,
Right.
Sean Payton was really our first offensive head coach.
Right.
And so we've reverted back to our defensive head coach. And it's just not who we are for the past 15 years. I like Dennis Allen. I do. But
I smell a butt.
I think he's a coordinator.
I smell a butt.
I don't think he's a head coach material.
I smell a butt coming. You said you like Dennis Allen, but
Well, he's not head coach material, and it's not his fault. It's not him, right? He's a well-liked guy. That's the only reason why he became a head coach twice, because everybody likes him, and I understand that. But when it comes to, he looks lost. When the offense is struggling, he really looks lost. He looks like he has no control over the team because he doesn't really know much about the offensive side of the ball.
okay.
Pete Carmichael is an understudy of Sean Payton, so he's not Sean Payton. He may be an understudy of Sean Payton, but he's not Sean Payton. And so, I don't have a problem with Pete. I like Pete. Everybody likes Pete. They have likable coaches. They just do. But when you're not winning and you're losing close games and you're not beating people you should beat, I mean, you can't lose to Baker Mayfield. I mean, shit, you can't lose to Baker Mayfield. He is the worst starter in the league. And when you lose to Baker Mayfield, you really have to reassess your program.
Is it that bad? It's that bad,
So
Coach.
bad.
Coach, when you lose to Baker, you got to reassess, man.
Yeah, you got to reassess what you're doing.
So, Coach, let me ask you this question here. Have you guys given any thought about sitting Jameson and going with Andy Dalton? Because we had a caller to call in earlier. At what time?
Thought, but I'm not on the coach's staff.
Right, I'm saying at what time do the fans start to say, "Hey, you know what? We want the understudy." You know what I'm saying? because he's losing winnable games.
Yes. And he looks like he's got, if you ever look at James, he looks like he's a deer caught in headlights. Like, he has this overtone that he's a leader and that he's learning and that, he's all about team. But he's still Jameis Winston. He's still the same kid from Florida State. He's still the same kid who did crazy stuff in Florida State. So, and he wants you to overlook that. He has a good attitude. He has a good approach, but he's still Jameis Winston. So, making bad decisions. He just makes them on the field now. So, he's got a rocket arm. Nobody denies that. He's tall. He's got poise in the pocket. Nobody denies that.
Right.
He's just inconsistent, right? You don't know from game to game if you're going to get famous Jameis or you're going to get infamous Jameis. You don't know which one you're going to get.
Hey, man, last Sunday, both of them showed up.
Right, exactly. Today, both of them showed up, right? And so, you don't know. And not to mention that on top of that, he's hurt, right? The man is legitimately hurt. And I applaud him for being gritty. I applaud him for being tough. But right now, the red gun, the red rocket, he need to play. You see what he got. Maybe he could help us out a little bit. I don't know. But this is the problem when you take quarterbacks from previous drafts that you didn't draft and you try to stick them into your formula. It doesn't work. Drew Brees is the exception. Tom Brady is the exception, right? There are exceptions to these rules because no matter where you plug and play them, they're going to play well. Jimmy Garoppolo is an exception, right? That's who I really wanted. I wish the Saints would have went after his ass. But, we ain't got no damn money, so it's hard to do that. So, but Jimmy fits for what we do. Now, is Jimmy better than Jameis? Yeah, a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. But Garoppolo led a team to darn near, 2 Super Bowls?
Right.
So, this is, I don't know. Jameis got 1 year left after this year. Garoppolo has no years left after this year. So hopefully we can make an even trade or something. I don't know. But, if you're going to get a better quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo is the guy to go after. I know he's not perfect. I know he's not Tom Brady. We get it. But, he definitely can lead your team to victories. Now, it may not be a Super Bowl, but he can put some wins on the board. And he's proven that time and time again. He did it last week in San Francisco when they were in a bind. He's going to do it again tonight. So, I just like the way he plays. But I don't know. New Orleans got to make a move. I don't think Jameis Winston is it. I never thought he was it. I thought he was serviceable. I thought he was, until you can find somebody that is as good as Drew Brees. But he's never going to win a playoff game in New Orleans. He just won't. He just can't. He can't do it. He doesn't have the ability.
I'll tell you the event that I watched, and it was toward the end. Saints were down by 8 points. They needed a touchdown and a 2-point. And my deal was, I think it was less than a minute. But in the NFL, a minute that's a long time. You can do something with that. And instead of, because most veteran quarterbacks, they're going to matriculate down the field. You know what I mean? Even if it means I got 5 seconds left and I'm on the 20, I got a couple of shots at the end zone. To me, Jameson just veered back and tried to throw a bomb. It looked like it was going to be a punt or whatever the hell. And it's like, you didn't even give your team a chance at winning.
Well, there was only 20 seconds left on the clock, so I get it. It was really nothing he could do. But, I think Jameis, you always have a chance of winning the game. But you also have that same equal chance of losing the game. So, when he drops back, I'm comfortable with him in the pocket. He makes you feel comfortable. When he throws the rocket ball, he makes you feel comfortable. It's when he makes bad decisions that it becomes uncomfortable. I like the fact that he takes it seriously. I like the fact that he gets angry, because he reminds me of somebody else that used to do that. They wore that same damn number, Aaron Brooks. Well, I thought Aaron Brooks was a tremendous talent. But, when he threw picks, he didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? He just threw picks. And
know I got my cussing bell.
Oh, my bad. But Aaron Brooks led the Saints to their first playoff win.
Right.
So you can't take that from it. So it is. I don't know. We got to do better. We got to clean a lot of things up. They don't look like a Sean Payton team. I saw Sean Payton on NBC for one segment. I think after that, I didn't see him anymore. And I think the reason why I didn't see him anymore is because he was pissed off. He was pissed off at what he was seeing. And he couldn't just sit there and just make comments about the Saints knowing that ain't the team that he built, right? Mistakes, fumbles.
What is old? There's old saying though, man. You can't get pissed off at your girlfriend or wife if you left her and somebody else have her. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true. That's true. But you got to understand, Sean Payton is still under contract. He'll be under contract for the next 2 years. So I think what they're doing, and this is me speculating, I don't know, but I think it was worked out. I believe wholeheartedly. I know Sean Payton like I think I know Sean Payton. He left. He had a 4-year deal. He only served one of those years. After this season, he's got 2 years remaining. I think what may have been discussed was that if the Saints faltered too badly after maybe about 2 seasons, that he would return in his last year of his contract and then get a new contract with the Saints. Now, we know he's not going to the Dallas Cowboys. He put a stick in that hole a long time ago.
Hey, you know you sounding like you sounding like General MacArthur, right? I shall return.
I truly believe. I think I know the Saints like I think I know the Saints. I've been a Saints fan since 1990. I think with these remaining years on his contract, Sean Payton's going to make a return. I think they're giving Dennis a couple of years to get his feet wet as a head coach. If it doesn't work out, he'll go back being the defensive coordinator. That's a Sean Payton team. People can deny that all they want. New Orleans Saints will always be a Sean Payton team. I don't see him coaching anybody else. I think people are going to throw money at him. I really do. But he's hinted that the ownership, he's looking for a place to where the ownership is very identical to New Orleans. And if he doesn't feel that family-oriented, that has a thirst to win, right, that culture, I don't think he goes. I think he returns to New Orleans.
Well, Coach, who you guys got next week?
Does it matter?
Well, you sound like,
matter.
huh?
It don't matter who we got next.
I hear you, man.
We got Minnesota, but it don't really matter.
You know what? That's kind of how I feel too, man. But we got the Cowboys. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But hey, Coach, I appreciate you calling, man. I got some callers that want to get in here, and let me let some of them in, man. And hey, I appreciate your feedback, and who that, baby? All right, appreciate it. All right. Now, that was interesting. The Who Dat Nation. That is Coach Malbrew. He says he's been a fan ever since 1990. 1990, that's a long time to be a fan. Trust me. I've been a Redskin Commander football team since, around the 70s. But got to pay some bills, so here we go. Discover Crown Royal Blended Whiskey. Patiently fit for a king. Expertly blended since 1939. After a long, hard day of crime fighting, I reach for a bottle of Crown Royal, and you know what I say? Crown me, baby. Drink Crown Royal responsibly. All right, now, I love our sponsors, those who allow us to be us. Hey, and I hope everybody's enjoying our new time schedule. Seems like it's starting to fit in with everybody, and that's my goal. When I came up with the concept of sports therapy with FH Jr., I wanted to have a show where the fans do all the talking. Yeah, I don't like these sports shows where you call up and the sports announcer or whoever spends more time talking about himself. That's not the format of the show. The show is for people to call in and, rip, rant. Now, if I don't have anybody in the queue, when I say in the queue, if I don't have anybody waiting, then, of course, I'll give my caller, I'll give him a little bit more extra time because, who wants to interrupt a man and a woman while they're in a good rant? Everybody live a good rant or a good ripping. So, we're not going to do that. So, we'll keep it moving. But anyway, getting on with the show. Want to look at, now like I tell my callers now, I don't just get out of bed and wing the show. I do some research. So we're going to look at some of the other games because we talked about the Saints, Who That Nation. We talked about the Saints. We talked about my Commanders. And like I said now, I'm going to keep our family business in the family. I'm not going to dog out Carson Wentz. I'm getting closer to jumping off the bandwagon, but I'm not, because I just think today's situation had more to do with lack of adjustments on the part of the offensive coordinator. If you know that your offensive line, we got injuries, and this is what I tell people. I said, hey, you know what? In the NFL, to me, the season doesn't start until, you always hear me say it doesn't start to week 8. Because that's when you got injuries. You got all kinds of things coming up. So every team is going to go through their injuries. And I would rather have mine at the beginning of the season than at the end. Now, with the Commanders, we got all kinds of issues with our offensive line. We're going to get Chase back in maybe about 2 or 3 good weeks. And if we can just float at 500 until then, I think we're going to be okay. So we're going to get the offensive line. But when it's like that, it is up to the offensive coordinator to make adjustments. If you know your quarterback is in the play for your guy to take a 10-step drop, and if he's dropping back 10 steps and the defense are on him, okay, we got to adjust that. Go from a 10-step to a 3-step and get it out. Tell the receivers, hey, shorten your routes up. You know if your line is not going to hold up, hell, don't try to throw a sluggo. Come on. You got to make some adjustment, and that's what I didn't see. And so if it sounds to you all like I'm ranting, hell I am. Because I was like, what the hell, man? And so I'm not going to dog out, even though Carson Wentz, he is what he is. He runs hot and cold. I just want him to drive the bus. I don't want to see anything crazy. He's very inaccurate. Guys wide open, he can't hit them. He can't even walk up there sometimes and hand them the ball without dropping it. So it is what it is on that note. So I'm just gonna tell you, I'm not gonna dog him yet. I'm not gonna dog him yet, but I feel like dogging him. All right. Now, if you are visiting the Metroplex area or if you live here, and if you're looking for a quality massage, everybody can give you a quality massage, but if you're looking for a quality massage, then my friend, you need to go to Train Touch. My friends Earl, they will give you the hookup. Train Touch. Call them, and the number is 469-754-1232. Reach out to them. That's Train Touch Muscle Therapy. And tell them FH Jr. sent you, and they will give you the hookup. All right. Now let's talk about some scores for today. Starting with, now like I said, this season it's been kind of crazy because normally you can kind of put your finger on the season and have an idea of what teams are starting to separate. You know what I mean? You can say, okay, these are the big boys. The big boys are starting to come. The big dogs are starting to come to the front. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing teams that I I thought they were la cream of the crop, like the Chiefs. That shocked the hell out of me. They lost to the Colts, and the Colts got blew out last week. But you know what? And look at the Jag. You know what? This is what I told people when it came to the Jaguars. I said, you know what? I would rather play them early, like we played them, instead of playing them later, because they are going to get better. That combination between Travis Etienne and Trevor, they are going to get better, and I think they kind of showed the Chargers, hey, this is who we are, and this is why our quarterback Trevor Lawrence was the overall first round pick, because he lit them up today, and I'm glad he didn't light us up. So hey, if you got those guys coming up, and the Detroit Lions, even though the Lions lost, they lost, but what I told people, I said, hey man, the Lions are no pushover. They're not your father's Lions. No. No, they're Generation X Lions. So when they Generation X, you don't know what the hell they're going to do. But they will play. The Lions have a good team. They have a potent offense. The defense may be a little suspect, but, so let's look at some of the scores. At the Browns, I got to be careful when I say the Browns and the Steelers, because I don't want my homeboy Glenn to have another setback. Because they played Thursday and they lost 29 to still lost to the Browns 29-17. Bears. My Commanders played the Bears in a couple of weeks. So the Bears beat the Texans and 23-20. And I think that's probably sent H-Town Bridget over the edge, but it is what it is. We got the Titans and the Raiders. I was thinking the Raiders were going to do something, and all of a sudden they lose 24-22. Of course, we had the Colts jumping up and beating the crapping, if that is such a word, beating the crapping out of the Chiefs. It's a mad football world, and as I was saying about the Lions, they gave the Vikings a good game now, because, I told my daughter I would no longer hate on Kirk Cousins and the Vikings. So, Vikes won, and that's good, because I told her, hey, even though Kirk throws a lot of empty yards, a lot of interceptions, and all kind of cray-cray, I told my daughter, no more hating on Kirk Cousins. So, I wish him well. Maybe the only real team that I can put my finger on and say, hey, that's a team, are the Ravens. Ravens took on the Patriots. Now, there was an injury in that game, so I don't know what the Patriots are going to do, because their whole setup is kind of crazy. I don't even think they have an offensive coordinator. I think they're doing it by committee or something. But the young fellow the young quarterback for the Patriots, I know he left with an ankle injury. Preliminary results indicate that there's no broken bones or anything like that. So maybe a high ankle sprain, but if you know anything about injuries, a high ankle sprain means you may be out, I don't know, for a month and a half. So we'll see how that's going to go, But it's been a mad world. A mad world. The Bengals got back on track. They beat the Jets. Panthers over Saints. That was had made my man Coach Malbrew call in, and like I told him, man, if you're waiting for Sean Payton to come back through that door, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen, but who knows? But hey, if that's what he thinks, who am I to bust a man's bubble? Maybe we all should learn to do the Sean Payton. Now, truth be told, I wouldn't mind O'Shawn bringing the Sean Payton show to Washington. Yeah, because the natives are starting to get a little restless in D.C. I love Riverboat Ron, but at the end of the day, the name of the game is winning. I love him as a man And I like the thing that he stands for. He brought some stability to the Commanders, but at the end of the day, you have to win games. Fans don't come. Last time I checked, hell, the fans don't come to the stadium and watch the head coach. They come to watch the team win. So I'm just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Now, as I was saying, all my Cowboy fans, I don't know where they are, but I think they're getting ready for Monday night. But, and I tell people now, just because I am a Commander fan, but I'm always neutral when it comes to other teams. Now, do I cheer for other teams in the NFC to lose? Yes, I do, because I have a vested interest. I want my team to be first. So, do I will I ever cheer for the Cowboys? Let's see, the Giants are 2-0. Cowboys are, I believe, 1-1. If the Giants beat the Cowboys tomorrow night, that's Monday Night Football, then the Giants will be 3-0, locked in the first place with the Eagles. The Cowboys would drop to 1-2, and that will put them in last place with my Commanders. We play them next Sunday at noon. So I'm thinking, would I ever cheer for the Cowboys? Would I ever cheer for the Cowboys? No. Drum roll, please. Not going to happen. But I think tomorrow night, I actually think, and it's not that, I actually think the Giants are going to win that game. And I'll tell you why. I think the Cowboys are trying to play the Giants style, and I think the Giants are going to be better at being the Giants than the Cowboys are being the Giants, because the Giants play that style. That old, defense, let defense dictate, quarterback don't make any errors. We're just going to play a conservative game. And that's the Giants, that's their MO. So I don't see the Cowboys beating them at their own game. I really don't. Because I do think that since we have, there's a lot of film out on Cooper Rush, the Gold Rush as I call him, better known as the gold standard. I think there's a lot of film out on him now. And so people are going to be studying him. They're going to get his central tendencies down. And so I believe Giants have a better defense than the Bengals. So they're gonna make him do a few more things. And hopefully they'll probably try to feast off the turnovers. If the Cowboys can minimize Cooper Rush's mistakes and limit their turnovers, I think they will have a shot. But I think the Giants will win. Not that I'm against the Cowboys, but I think the Giants are going to win that game, because I think the Giants are better at being the Giants than the Cowboys are at being the Giants, because I think the Cowboys are an explosive. Their whole team concept is being explosive. And anytime you got to make because injuries, when you get injuries, you got to do what you got to do. But I just think that it's going to be a crazy game. Now tonight, keep in mind, we're in a new time slot. So actually there's a game going on right now. 49ers are playing the Broncos. Of course, 49ers, they hung on to Jimmy G. Now that was some good sense. So they still got Jimmy G. And, when we're done in about, 15, 20 minutes, I'm going to jump in, watch a little bit of that game and see where it goes. But, and I'm hoping that everyone enjoy our new time slot, because I think Sunday night is better. It's better. Just like H-Town Bridget in Marlboro, and I think that was Jetta from Grand Prairie calling in. I think once the game is played during the day, I think that's much better to call in. I think it's instead of early in the morning, and even though that the concept of the morning show was for callers to call in while they're on their way to work, give them something to kind of, a little debrief before they get to work. That was the original concept. But then based on the feedback, and I listened to my fans, believe it or not, So based on the feedback that I got, it's like, hey, you know what? Sunday night would be better because, you know, nobody's trying to get up early in the morning. Nobody's trying to get kids ready. Nobody's trying to get themselves ready. And yeah, so that's where we are with that. We're in our new time slot, and we're gonna make it work. We are going to make it work. But as I was saying, man, I'm not gonna dog out my man Carson, although I am fighting it. I am fighting. I am fighting. But I'm more disappointed with the offensive coordinator than I am with Carson Wentz because right now Carson is what he is. He is what he is. But I also think that this is his last chance to be a starter in the NFL because he's approaching 30 if he's not there already. And a 30-year-old quarterback is not going to change. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. He is what he is. You know, he holds the ball too long, and I understand that. He's trying to wait to something over. He's got all these toys, these 3 wide receivers, and we have a tight end. Only problem, you have to adjust when your offensive line cannot hold up. Get rid of the freaking ball, and you have to have presence in the pocket. When the pocket is starting to collapse, hold the freaking ball and do not fumble. There we go. Gave myself some therapy. Man, I feel better. I feel better. But once again, getting back, let's talk about some other scores. I don't know what's going on with the Falcons, and maybe they're for real, because everybody was thinking that the Falcons, this is a rebuilding year for the Falcons. But you know what? They beat the Seahawks. Now people say, well, they didn't beat much. Rams or the Cardinals. Now, truth be told, I cheer hard for them Cardinals because Murray is my fantasy league quarterback, and he didn't play well today. Well, when I say he didn't play well, I was thinking about sitting him today, and I should have went with my other quarterback, and that would have been Aaron Rodgers. So at the end of the day, I don't know the Cardinals. They are what they are, man. You know, that conference that they play in, all the teams are tough. You know, so they beat each other up and down, round and round, and all that good stuff. So at the end of the day, I think they're gonna be okay in the long run, provided nobody gets injured. It's always the injury bug is lurking around somewhere. The injury bug is lurking around. Now, I talked to my homeboy Glenn Thursday night, and now I tell people I'm not a real therapist, although I am a certified counselor. So my boy took it hard. Because he is diehard. He is a diehard Steeler fan. You know, he bleed Steel Curtis. So his team lost Thursday night. They lost against the Browns. And my man was so upset. He told me, he said, man, I couldn't even go to work the next day. How many of us are like that? That, we just can't take losing, man. Losing is, my man said he had to take a personal day. Oh man, my boy had to take a personal day. So, and I'm trying to talk him out the ledge. So I think he. Last time I talked to him, he was talking about burning up his Steelers jersey, sock draws, and everything. So I think I got him back on the team for now, but we shall see. We shall see. I think we got our boy back on the team for now. We shall see. But hey, and you guys know I tell you, man, call in if you're out here and you're wondering, what the hell am I listening to? This is Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. Our show is streamed live on Facebook and YouTube. And if you want to call in and get your gripe on, get your rip on about your team, you want to laugh, you want to just share some knowledge, the number is 940-329-4110. You can call in and you can be on the air live. And, I am waiting to hear from a a Chief fan. You know, because my Cowboy fan, they're going to call. If they win Monday night, man, they can call in. But I've yet to hear from a Chief fan. Where my Chief fans at? Are y'all out there? Chiefs. When you're in charge, they call you Chief. Need to hear from those Chief fans. We need to hear from you. But like I said, if you're just tuning in, if you're surfing Facebook, YouTube, and you say, what the hell is this show I'm listening to? This is Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr., where callers get 2 minutes to call in and rip, rant, kick some knowledge, a laugh about all things NFL. Once again, you cannot talk about an entire football team or entire football event or a total game, but you can call in and talk about a specific event in the NFL, i.e. bad call, i.e. bad clock management, your team lost, even if your team won or whatever. Okay, you'll get 2 minutes, and I may let you have a little bit more. And occasionally, I'll get off the sidelines and kind of participate in your conversation if it's all good. We don't fan shame on the show. We just do what we do. Okay? So, folks, as I start to turn on my music, and we start to wind it down, I would like to say thank you to all the country Kennies in Little Rock, Arkansas, and all the friends in the booth, Louisiana. I want to say thank you to all those in Irving, Arlington, and Mario, England, even those in the great state of Virginia, the D.C. area, those who call in. If you like the show, if you hate the show, call us in and get some feedback. And remember, like us and sign up for my YouTube channel. That's Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. And oh man, I love this show. Got a new time, man. I don't have to worry about getting up early. I can just stumble into the cave and kick the show off. All those on the yard, remember what I always say. Stay golden. Woo pig.